big hello and a very warm welcome to Brand Equity with me, Sonali Krishna. Today in focus is the British multinational retailer Marks & Spencer. In India, Marks & Spencer, which operates through a partnership with Reliance Retail, has been expanding rapidly and has just launched its 100th store in the country. According to Ritesh Mishra, the managing director of Marks & Spencer India, the company is focused on turbocharging growth rates in the country despite global headwinds. Well, joining me today is the man himself, Ritesh Mishra, to talk about Marks & Spencer's performance in India, its ambitious plans, Indian consumer trends, and of course, how it's looking to ramp up its game in the country. Well, thank you so much, Ritesh. Truly a pleasure having you on the Brand Equity Show, and many congratulations on the 100th store.
Thank you, Sonali. It's definitely an amazing experience that, we've got to a big milestone like this in our journey towards growing our business in India. And I'd just like to thank all my colleagues and consumers who've been giving us the right sort of an encouragement all through this journey.
Absolutely. So, for you, it's been what, correct me if I'm wrong, less than a year since you've, taken on the mantle of managing director and the captain of the India ship?
Well, a little close to 2 years, I'd say. But I think I've been associated with the brand for as high as more than a decade, actually. And it's been a fantastic journey, not only for me personally, but also to lead this fantastic brand in such a growth market like India.
Sure. Let's start about, your 100 stores that you currently have. How would you juxtapose 100 stores of Marks & Spencer in India with, let's say, your peers or let me call them competition?
So I think we stay very close to how we want to perform as a business in our growth trajectory. And I think for us, it's been about being true to what the customer really needs from us. It's also been about making sure that we are where the customer is, and us opening the 100 store is only an evidence of the fact that we've constantly been on the journey of opening the right level of stores, but also being very, very close to the customer needs and demands, and very, very importantly, the changing tastes and preferences. I think that this whole supercharging our growth engines across stores and online, as well as the products that we have, which is absolutely market leading, gives us enough confidence to do this more and more.
Sure. So let me just understand your investment in this country so far. You have stated that you have a run rate of 6 stores every 6 months, and this will continue for the next 2 years at least. Am I accurate on that?
So we've had a very strong, opening schedule as far as stores are concerned, and in the last 6 months, we've practically opened a store a month, and we have been, looking at the right opportunities based on the availability of real estate, based on availability of where our customers are most likely to shop the brand. And it's our endeavor to sort of, make sure that we are available for our customers as well. And that's basically the plan that we look at in terms of turbocharging this growth.
Sure. If you just look at your expansion plan over the last year and a half, 2 years, it seems that you're quite aggressively getting into tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Of course, in metros, your presence is already quite robust. Any reason you thought it was important to go down the tiers? Are you seeing more consumer demand there? Are you basing that looking at the kind of demand you've seen via your online platforms?
So Sonali, I get asked this quite often, actually, but for us, it is we don't define customers into tiers or cities as such as. And like I said earlier, we look at where the customer demand is, the incomes are, and where it is right for us as a business and as a brand to represent ourselves. I do believe tier 1 still has a lot of opportunity for a brand like us. Of course, tier 2 has emerged with its disposable incomes and has really emerged as a fantastic market for any brand to go in. And why should we be left behind? But I would just summarize and say that both tier 1 and tier 2 markets are absolutely important for us, and we're not going to leave any stone unturned in terms of capturing those segments of customers as well. But the idea primarily is, use data, use analysis to understand where the consumer is, and make sure that we are there available for the customer, be it through our stores or online.
Right. You have it has been actually documented that your best sellers across metro cities and tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I know you don't demarcate your customers via tiers, but we do. So have actually been lingerie and swimwear, and those have been your star categories across all your other units. Is that homogeneous behavior you see across the country in terms of your best sellers?
Yeah, I think as a brand, we're being loved across various categories. Lingerie is definitely one of the strongest areas for us in terms of growth rate. It's the innovation that we provide in our lingerie products, which absolutely caters to the demands and needs of the customer. Swimwear is another area that we have seen some fantastic growth rate. When as temperatures dip up in the north, winter wear is another fantastic opportunity that we have. And be it winter wear, be it linen, be it lingerie, be it workwear with both men's and women's, what we're really looking at is creating a destination shop that defines the authority that a brand like M&S has in each of these product categories. The four examples that I've given you, winter wear, linen, workwear, or lingerie, are so pivotal to our success that we always want to make sure that if a customer walks into our stores or shops online, she gets the best opportunity to look at the products, and it's a one-stop destination for her to shop her needs as well.
Sure. Ritesh, given the fact that it's that M&S is an international retailer, I'm sure you have studied customers across regions. How is India different as a market in terms of consumer trends, whether it be varieties that you're offering here or even pricing?
So I think, look, the taste and preferences in India change every 100 kilometers, right? And I think as a brand, you've got to be cognizant of this whole fact and be agile and reactive to how the changes are happening. I don't think you can rest assured just on your strengths, but you've got to build new strengths as a product or a brand. M&S has in its international collection a fantastic range which truly addresses this market, and the way we look at this is how do we catalog those specific product lines which will address those specific requirements of the customer. The fact that we offer elevated styled essentials right through basic products as well as high-end fashion like Autograph is one of the big product lines that we've got, which does really well with us. Is a testimony to the fact that we've looked at the various tastes and preferences and we are addressing that. Specifically, those categories that I mentioned around winter, lingerie, linen, etc., obviously comes in handy in terms of addressing homogeneous sphere as well.
Yeah, but that really doesn't answer my question, Ritesh. My question is that is the Indian palette, equivalent to some of the palettes across other regions where M&S is also catering, or do you need to, tailor make for the Indian market? You also stated that it changes every 100 kilometers. Does that mean that the store in Bombay is very different from your store in, let's say, Madhya Pradesh?
So there is obviously a seasonality at play. When we go into winter, obviously the Delhi stores, for instance, would be far more winter catalog than a Bombay store. So there are those nuances at play where we catalog a certain store or a market in a certain way. But I think the larger point that I'm trying to address, Sonali, is the fact that within the 6,000 plus styles that we offer, there is enough choice for our consumers to look at and be able to sort of pick and choose from what they actually need. So it's the width of option that the customer has, which helps us in terms of delivering what the customer needs.
Ritesh, my question is slightly more specific. If I go into the M&S store in Bombay and I go into the M&S store in London, is it the same stuff that I'll see?
So there will be difference because obviously, like I said, the seasonality will change. Mumbai is 30 degrees, whereas London is at least 20 degrees lesser. So therefore, to that extent, you will see the difference. But we have an international product line which addresses the nuances of Mumbai or London, and we are able to sort of, in the width of assortment that we have, we're able to address the customers. Now, your point is absolutely right. We catalog it in a fashion that the local customers obviously find it that much more interesting to shop, and therefore the kind of products that go into a Mumbai store would be very different from what goes into London.
Is it fair to assume that the general catalogue of Marks and Spencer, of course, looking at the temperatures in different cities and the seasonal cataloguing and all of that, you technically M&S anywhere in the world today is a global store, and that the global collection is pretty much prevalent in every store?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, our sourcing bases are absolutely identical. In fact, we whether it is sourced from India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, or any other part where the M&S global strategy works, we obviously look at getting the right products for our customers in. And it's not so much about where it is made, as long as it's an M&S product, really, because that's what we stand for in terms of the quality that we offer, in terms of the the product width that we offer for our customers.
Sure. Let's talk about just your investments and your ROIs on it, really. 100 stores is quite commendable, but you've done it, through time, I would say from 2008 onwards, ever since you got into a partnership with Reliance Retail. If you look at your investment phase, and of course, as you've stated, it's continuing to grow as you will continue to expand with more stores. Are you profitable in this country?
So look, I wouldn't dwell into that aspect, but I can definitely share the fact that we have, we made, the reason we are at our 100 store is that we made the other 99 really going good for us. And I think as a business, we want to continuously invest in this area and see how we can capture the market opportunity that this country provides. So we will look at any available opportunity to invest and grow the brand as well.
Okay, let's talk about pricing, right? Different countries have different levels of a pricing cap in terms of just, when you reach that, when you reach the cap of a certain market. Would you say you're pricing differently for India, or are you going with global pricing?
So we are very similar positioned in terms of the pricing architecture that we follow here or anywhere in the world. Having said that, there are nuances that each product brings in, and therefore we look at pricing from that perspective. Of course, it's a different market. Having said that, the whole positioning of the brand is identical across all markets.
Positioning, yes, I understand you are a mid and premium market brand, but I'm trying to get some insights from you, in terms of catering to the Indian consumer and catering to the Indian market, which is obviously very different from, a consumer who lives in the Middle East versus a consumer who lives, let's say, in the UK, right? So what are the nuances that you can bring to the fore when you are catering to M&S India?
Yeah, so I think you're absolutely right. The tastes and preferences are different. The demographics are different. I think what we look at in terms of positioning within the overall M&S product line, these are the specific areas that we believe will work really well for a market like India. And as you rightly pointed, the pricing and the overall value proposition that we bring. So remember, value is not, our endeavor is to provide the right value for our customers, right? And it's not just about pricing, it's also about what you provide. And M&S is known for its quality of products. And we loop in a lot of innovation in our products so that the value of the product remains really attractive for the customers to shop. Specific to products, yes, we look at overall architecture and see areas where we want to attract a more opening price point or an outstanding value price point. So we do some of that. Equally, we straddle across the segment, and we look at areas like Autograph, for instance, which is premium and provides with the right level of style, right level of premiumness in terms of the quality of the product that it brings in. So yes, there are some of the nuances of which market we are positioned in. We bring that in terms of our store and cataloging as well.
In terms of your digital channels versus, of course, your brick and mortar stores, what's the current split looking like, and how do you envisage that going forward?
So I think the good story is that across both stores and online, we are seeing some strong growth rates. Currently, a quarter of our revenue is coming in on the online business, and we have significantly amped up our investments in technology to sort of drive the online business as well. as much as we have invested in the store side to bring it up to the 100 store that we are all celebrating today. So I think the way we look at it is, look, there is a customer may choose to buy in the stores or may prefer to buy online. For us, it's an M&S customer, and therefore we want to be available and present for that customer, whether she chooses to buy in the stores or online. The approach there is that I believe there is enough and more opportunity across both these channels to drive growth, and so our investments will be in that ratio as well. Will be driving across both areas.
Yes, of course, as every brand is. My question is more specific, is that if you're saying a quarter of your business today is coming via online in India, why is it then making sense to continue to invest in brick and mortar stores, given the fact that it's a much higher investment than, let's say, catering online? So if you're expecting that's 1/4 of your business to grow further going forward, given all the global headwinds and the fact that the global markets are not looking quite sprightly going forward, well, does it make sense to continue to invest in physical stores?
I think, like I said, I mean, it's a very early stage, Sonali. If you look at, I mean, the opportunity exists in stores because, like we were chatting about the tier 1 and tier 2 opportunity, in all those cities and markets, there's humongous opportunity for us to grow. So yes, to answer your question, absolutely, it makes sense. Where will this 25% grow up to in terms of online share? One will wait and watch. In fact, it's about increasing the pie as opposed to the proportion of that pie, right? I mean, what we were looking at is to improve whether the customer shops in the store or online. Really, for us, she's shopping the brand. So, like I said, I mean, we believe both the areas have humongous opportunity to grow, and we will continuously go ahead and invest in that. Whether that 25% becomes 40, 50, we don't know. I mean, that's something that we will see, and how it progresses and how the market progresses as well.
What if you juxtapose what you're doing in India with other markets? Are you applying the same strategy, or is there a different strategy for every region?
Yeah, I think M&S has a very consistent strategy across the international, and whether it's in the UK, whether it's in India, we do a consistent strategy across the business, because I think what works really well for us as a brand is staying true to the fact that these are the products that we are known for. This is the quality of the products that we absolutely want to deliver for our customers, and that does not change depending on the market. To your earlier question, yes, the nuances are there, and each of those markets need to, tilt their strategy a little bit to address that specific market. But the overarching strategy remains the same.
So Ritesh, I want to talk a little bit about this turbocharging term that you've used, turbocharging your growth rates by focusing on your 4 essential pillars, which is store expansion, as we can see, then building up the digital footprint, overall portfolio size, and localizing products to suit the taste of Indian customers. I've tried to ask that a couple of times, but I haven't really got the response. So if you could possibly throw light on all those 4 pillars and how you're looking to turbocharge that growth, that would be helpful.
So I think the those 4 pillars are absolutely critical. And I think we spoke about where we're looking at, while M&S internationally brings a much stronger collection, and that's something that we want to portray in all our stores. The local nuances, example, winter wear, we spoke about Delhi being far more winter-led as opposed to Mumbai. Those are the nuances that we want to absolutely cater to in terms of what we catalog to the stores. And as far as the other pillars are concerned, expansion across stores and online remain absolutely solid for us to deliver far more for our business.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about how your category in beauty and home are doing in India. Is that still a very nascent category? Do people still have to take the fancy for M&S beauty and home?
Yeah, I think it's early stages. We have in home sort of entered into the market with, but I would count that as early stages. Our focus remains on, building areas around lingerie, for instance. Lingerie is our big focus area, where we want to really increase our presence in the market, absolutely dominate the market. Beauty and home are important. I am not excluding those. Having said that, if you ask about the priorities, I would say lingerie is a massive priority for us to drive more.
Okay. You know, 2024 for most brands and most markets seems to be, tough times. We're getting into choppy waters, turbulent times. What would you say for the India market? Somebody who's heading the M&S business in India, what are you looking at as the big headwinds and, of course, the opportunities that you see forward?
Look, I actually, Sonali, I think I feel much more buoyant and confident about how this festive period is coming up. And I speak with a lot of confidence on the fact that Diwali this time is later than last year. It's on the 12th of November, and I believe for every brand it's different. I can speak for my brand, but of course, because we are so strong in winter wear as a category, and I think we believe that we will have a double positive impact with a late Diwali coming up in November and also winter wear being stronger as far as our brand is concerned. So we want to make most of it. In fact, I believe the additional footfalls that we will get because of the festive period, coupled with the strength of the product that we have in winter wear, I believe we actually have a positive festive period coming up. Look, early trends though. Early trends, and one has to be cautious. One has to be watchful of how the macros move in this market. But you also got to find your own brand strength and nuances and maneuver your way through the market. And I see a lot of positive insights coming in that way. So I won't just dismiss away the festive period just yet. I think there is for every brand and every retailer there is an opportunity to be sought here, which can prove beneficial for their businesses.
Yeah, my question was not so much about the festive period. My question was more about as we enter 2024, right? Globally, the global economy seems to be dimming a bit, and we're seeing a lot of macroeconomic factors that will dampen spirits across regions. So my question is more to what are you, as the captain of the India ship, what are you envisaging as 2024? Globally, I think your leadership has already talked about the fact that 2024 is not going to be a very bright year. So I'd like to hear from...
That's absolutely true. There is a lot of macro at play here. The trading environment is not exactly the best that we would want. The way that we should look at it is, if you see most of the economies in the world, there is a reason why India is growing much faster, right? And that presents us with a fantastic opportunity, not just till the festive period, but also before that. So I think the point that I'm trying to share is that, there are opportunities that every brand, every retailer, every business has, even in, environment which gets tough. So it's about identifying some of those. What we have done is we've identified the specific period leading up to the festive period. Of course, it's not always the easiest sort of market environment to work in. But I actually feel very buoyant about this fact. And yes, today we are celebrating our 100th store, so you could say that I'm feeling more confident because of that. But definitely around the fact that I feel this double impact of winter plus the Diwali part coming in late should help our businesses. But yes, your point is absolutely right. The macros are not always in your favor.
Well, on that note, thank you so much, Ritesh. More power to you and Marks & Spencer in India. And many congratulations once again on reaching the 100 store milestone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sonali. Lovely talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.